Bulls reports are heating up as a new report has revealed multiple future targets for the Chicago Bulls ahead of next year's free agency that has multiple different players who would have a huge impact on the Bulls already being linked to the team with the biggest amount of cap space, where the Chicago Bulls can really start to turn around their fortunes. And we are going to break all of this down, discuss these players and their fit and impact on the Bulls, which would show how things are starting to move in the right direction. Obviously, all of this predicating on the assumption that Josh Giddey is going to be back with the team. But guys, before we jump into all that, if you're part of that 72% that's not subscribed to Bulls Digest, make sure to subscribe for daily updates. Look, if you're not subscribed, what are you doing, man? We got daily Chicago Bulls updates with all the latest and greatest Chicago Bulls news you do not want to miss out on. But with all that being said, let's jump into it. There is a lot to go over on the Bulls right now. As we know, the Chicago Bulls have gone out there and, well, made very little moves this offseason. Now, part of the reason on that is all because of the Josh Giddey saga. Giddey wants $30 million per year. The Bulls are offering $20 million per year. Neither side seems to be able to agree to $25 million per year. And now that has led to a serious bit of just stress and fans sort of wondering what the next couple of steps are moving forwards with the Chicago Bulls and with Josh Giddey, because obviously that is a deal that needs to get done. Giddey is very quickly becoming and is the franchise player of this Bulls team. With Coby White likely at the door and Nikola Vucevic to follow, there's really no argument that Giddey is the franchise guy. However, the Bulls are yet to make that payment official. And with that in mind, it really has led to a lot of turmoil and questions surrounding if Giddey's going to come back, if he's going to accept that qualifying offer, and effectively what is going to happen next. Now, obviously, I've said it before, I do think the Bulls are going to get a deal done with Giddey, a longer-term contract that's worth 3 or 4 years. So Giddey is under contract with the Bulls for a while longer, so they don't risk losing him in a year if he takes that qualifying offer. I imagine the Bulls will get a little bit weary of that and fold a bit and give him around $25 to $27 million per year, a contract Giddey will likely accept. Now, with that in mind, there has been a lot of discussion surrounding what happens next, and we have a huge update in regards to that as a report has revealed multiple targets for the Chicago Bulls, including Austin Reaves, who has only looked better and better over his 4-year career. He's fresh off a 2024-25 campaign where he averaged a career-high 20.2 points per game, 6 assists, and 4.5 rebounds per game. The former undrafted free agent may not be the most jaw-dropping athlete, but he is an incredibly savvy player and strong decision-maker. When you watch him, you see a winning player. And when Elias Schuster asked, should the Bulls target him, he said, I wouldn't hate it, especially with the ball-dominant Luka Doncic now in town. We have a real reason to believe that Reaves could find a new home next summer. Not only could he be a solid fit with the Bulls' timeline, but he would also provide even more versatility in the backcourt. I also don't think he's the kind of player who would get in the way of Matas Buzelis' development, even if Reaves would need the ball in his hands at times to be the most effective version of himself. Also, guys, we know Josh Giddey would be able to set him up. Now, Reaves, again, last year, he put up 20 points per game, 4.5 rebounds, and 6 assists. He had a good season. He's a solid defender as well. He's not a number one defender on a team, but he's not a bad defender, especially for a talented offensive player. He recently turned 27 years old and is just an all-around solid player. He shot 44% on corner threes, shot 38% on the three, and 46% from the field. Austin Reaves is a very, very talented player who on the Chicago Bulls would be a nice piece and add more scoring when Coby White evidently does get traded or just walks in free agency if the Bulls are dumb enough to not trade him. And that is something that we do have to be aware of because it's always possible considering Arturas Karnisovas and his lack of interest in doing things. Now, as we know, Austin Reaves declined the Lakers' 4-year, $89.2 max contract offer. So basically the same offer that Coby White could get from the Bulls. Austin Reaves declined it, and there has been a lot of discussion believing that he is going to end up accepting some $30 million per year deal from the Lakers, but the Bulls don't have the luxury to offer Coby White that. And when you look at the Lakers books, they are like the Lakers, or like when you look at the Lakers books, like the Bulls, they're very clean. So you sort of consider that and understand that they are going to make a push for Reaves. Obviously, LeBron James is at the very end of his career, which in a lot of rights, even talk about the Bulls is kind of sad, just because it hits in the childhood for me. I was born in 2001. But when it comes down to it, there's really not a ton of, contracts that are long-term outside of guys like Dalton Connect and Bronny James and Jared Vanderbilt. No one else is on that longer type of a deal outside of Luka Doncic, who obviously signed that extension this year as well. So right now, things have become very clear with what we're seeing right now. And honestly, I do think that the Lakers are going to really push to re-sign Austin Reaves. That the Bulls have stolen Alex Caruso from the Lakers so they could do it again. Now, on top of that, as ESPN mentioned, multiple NBA executives expect Reaves to remain with the LA Lakers on a new contract that would pay him around $30+ million per year and be the second star alongside Luka Doncic. And this little excerpt says that I think he will get $30 million plus, one executive told ESPN, echoing multiple front office sources who were asked about the next deal Reaves could command. The expectation from both the executive and others is that Reaves ultimately will return to Los Angeles, which would cement Reaves' role long-term running as the long-term running mate next to Luka Doncic in LA's backcourt, the role once held by Jalen Brunson and then Kyrie Irving in Dallas. Now, obviously, he's not the player that either Jalen Brunson or Kyrie Irving is, and he's probably not going to become either of those guys, so there is that. But Reaves is a third option on a championship team for sure. He's the third best player, and the Lakers would then just need to find a second best player once James evidently does retire from the sport. But on top of that, we also do see the other side of things, which is a different player who also fits on the Bulls very well. And as Schuster mentioned, year after year, Lu Dort proves to be one of the NBA's best role players. He is fresh off his first All-Defensive Team honor and even finished fourth in overall Defensive Player of the Year voting. On top of that, he has long been a high-volume three-point shooter who just shot a career high of 41.2% on 5.8 attempts a night. He would have a massive market next summer, but would OKC really let him go? They have full control with a team option of $18.2 million. Now, on top of that, what we also see from Schuster is should the Bulls target him. In the rare event that Sam Presti does let Dort walk because of financial hurdles, which are very real, the Bulls should absolutely go after him. I know he may feel like the kind of player you add once you're in a more competitive place, but I'd rather get the talent in the building first. Dort would help you continue to build an identity and give you one of the best wing defenders in the league, while also just giving you a great player. I mean, he put up 10 points per game last year, 4.5 rebounds, or 4 rebounds, 1.5 assists, got a steal per game, was an awesome defender who shot 41% from 3 and 42% of the corner 3. Most of his shots do come from behind the arc, but he also does shoot 43% on the field in the 40% of the shots, or in the 30% of the shots that he takes inside the arc. So, obviously a solid player in Lu Dort. He's young as well. He'll be around 27 when he gets signed. And the whole situation behind this is because of the financial situation with the Oklahoma City Thunder right now. A once clean financial situation is anything but that now. I mean, with the contract Jalen Williams got, and with the contract Chet Holmgren got, and with the contract Shai Gilgeous-Alexander got, things are a little bit murky. I mean, obviously they'll be able to get rid of that Isaiah Hartenstein deal. That team option is going to get declined for financial reasons. And outside of that, we could see some other moves happen, such as Isaiah Joe getting traded so they could keep Lu Dort. But at the end of the day, Lu Dort will be a free agent when the Bulls will still have money unless something shocking happens. So the Bulls will still be in a situation to go grab Lu Dort from the Thunder and also then start to build a nice little car. I mean, if you could get both Reaves and Dort and also have Josh Giddey, you have a 1 through a 3. And if Buzelis really develops, all of a sudden you look like you have a very good team that then is in position to trade for one of the best big men in the NBA, and all of a sudden, contender. So I like the idea of this because this is what free agency is now. You're not getting a superstar in free agency. That really doesn't happen anymore. The last time that happened was, what, Jimmy Butler going to the Heat? Was that the same year that LeBron went to the Lakers? Because if it was, it's then. Like, it's been a long time since we've seen a real free agent who's a superstar hit free agency and sort of entice the markets, which makes me sad because free agency was always fun. But I like the idea of this. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. Like this video, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Have a great day. I'll catch you later.